How you doing, everybody? It's your guy, Tazz the Angel, here with more car talk, good conversation you can ride to. And I always want to start off by thanking my listeners, my supporters, the people who are, just helping me continue to do this and stay with me along this journey, giving me feedback, giving me pointers, things that you agree with, things that you disagree with. I appreciate you all. So I always want to start off with that. Thank you for my Apple listeners, my Spotify listeners, my Castbox, my YouTube, all the different listeners and watchers that I have. Thank you. And with that being said, today we're going to get right into it. Now, it's been a little bit over a year since the last time I did a story time, right? So this year, today, this episode, I want to bring one of those to the table, so to speak. I want to do one. Story time. And, these are usually one of my shorter ones, so it's not going to be a 30-minute, may not even be 20 minutes. And this was around February of this year. It was the earlier part of this year, the beginning, right? I was still working at this job, but I was working on the floor in production. I hadn't moved to quality. Oh well, wait. Let's make sure, because I gotta be factual. No, I wasn't quality. I started in quality in January. So February, right? We had a temp who worked there, who had, started to get comfortable in her work environment and started to get cool with people. And I was one of the people she was cool with, right? So she told me that she was trying to wean herself off, basically, of drinking so many Monster energy drinks. No shout out to Monster, because we don't do free advertisement. So I'm gonna not say their name moving forward. She was trying to wean herself off this certain type of energy drink, and she had like a whole case of them in her car. So I see her with drinking one after she told me she was trying to stop drinking them. I'm like, yo, I thought you said you weren't drinking them no more. She was like, well, it's hard for me to not drink them because I got a case of them in the car. She's like, but I only have 2 more. And that's including the one that she was drinking. So I said, okay, that's not so bad. She was like, do you want the last one? Now, personally, I don't drink energy drinks. There's one type, but again, no free advertisement. You know how we do. There's one type that I drink now because it actually works, because it's more natural. But the main ones, when you think of energy drink, those main brands, none of those work for me. Quick backstory, and then we're gonna get back to the regular story. When I was in college at Alcorn State University, you see the hat. When I was in college, we actually did a study where the teacher orchestrated the study. So she had different types of different cups. They were all these not glass, but clear plastic cups. And they had a certain type of energy drink that will remain nameless, and a certain type of soda that had a similar taste and color, because it was like a pinkish color. And they gave them to all of the students at the beginning of the class, and at the end of the class, we had to write down how it affected us, right? So either you had the energy drink or you had the placebo, which was the regular soda. And, people were writing if they felt energized, if they felt normal, if they felt sleepy. They were basically saying how it affected them. So When it got to me and I wrote mine down, I'd actually gotten sleepy, like I was dozing off in class that day. And this is one of the more interesting classes, so I didn't really go to sleep in that class. I actually really liked it. But I was fighting sleep hard that day. And I found out at the end, because each cup had a number on the bottom. When I gave them my cup back and they looked at the number, I actually had that energy drink. So I had the energy drink, but instead of being normal or energized, it made me go to sleep, and that wasn't the first time. So back to the regular story. In my mind, that all factored in my head in short seconds. But to help her not consume them, because I'm just trying to help her not drink them, I'm like, yeah, I'll drink it. So later on that day, she goes out during her break, and she comes in and she gives me the drink. So I put the drink in my car. Oh, y'all may have noticed that this is a different environment. This is my other car. I've been driving the other car. Me and my wife switched out for a while. So I don't know if I'll be in this environment for a while or not. I don't know. Any guy who's in a long-term relationship of any form, you know that you just don't know. If they want to switch back, they'll switch back. And if not, who cares? Y'all feel me. Anyway, so I get back, I get the drink, put it back in the car, right? And it's sitting there for days and days at a time. And I keep looking back at it like, yo, man, when am I going to drink this? I should drink that, because I don't want to just waste it, and it's just sitting in my car. And then, like a week and a half later, we have this new guy, who this may have been like his third day there. He was a temp as well. Now, he was outside for a very long time, because this break was supposed to only be 15 minutes. He was out way longer than 15 minutes. So when I go do my line check, one of the operators is like, hey, have you seen boom, boom, boom? And I was like, nah, I ain't seen him. He's like, hey, yo, do me a favor. Go see if he's out in the car, because I don't want the higher-ups to come around looking for him and then find him sleep or something like that, and then he end up getting fired. So I'm like, all right, cool. I postponed my line check, leave my clipboard and all that at that line. So I go out there, and he's asleep in his car. So I'm like, hey, man, because his door was open to his car. But I mean, I'm a really large guy. So I ain't trying to just walk right beside you and wake you up, and the first thing you see is all of this, like, hey, yo, wake up. So I go to the front of his car and just knock on the bumper, knock on the hood, so he doesn't hear it. It doesn't wake him up. So I knock a little bit harder. And I see him, open his eyes. I'm like, hey, yo, you good? So he wakes up. He's like, man, yeah, I'm all right, man. I just had a long night. Me and my lady, we've been moving all night. I ain't go to sleep till 3:30 something this morning. And he had to be right at work at 7:45. Which means he had to be awake at the very least 7 o'clock. So maximum 3.5 hours sleep, working a 12-hour shift. So he like, man, it's just been a long night, man. I'm going through a lot. Boom, boom. He started telling me all stuff that I'm not going to disclose here. So I'm like, all right, cool. Hey, hold up real quick. So I go to the car and I get the energy drink and I give it to him. I'm like, hey, yo, maybe this will help. Hopefully it does. I don't know. So he tells me he appreciates it and all that. So he goes on in and I go back in. I finish my line check. I go in the lab and start checking my samples, looking at the NOx, making sure that there were no alarms, just doing my job. So when it came time for my next line check, like an hour or two later, I asked him, he's at the line this time. So I asked him, hey, yo, you feeling a little bit better? You all right? He was like, man, yeah, man, I appreciate you for giving me that energy drink. I need that, man, because, like I told you, it's been a long night. So, dealing with all that stuff I was going through, man, that helped me a lot. I was drained. I was like, hey, man, it ain't no problem. I'm just glad that I could help you, bro. Because and I told him, I was like, I really don't drink that he's like talking about. So, I'm glad it was put to use to something, somebody could actually just really use it. And that story is important to me because everything that's given to us is not meant to be possessed by us. There are a lot of things that we are given and that we will hold because we think it's supposed to be eternal. We're supposed to have it forever. And people as well. There are people that we hold on to because we believe we're supposed to have them forever. We're supposed to always have this person. And that's not the case. Sometimes we are meant to hold things or hold people, but I'll remain on things because people will be a whole nother conversation. But there are times we're supposed to hold things, and not just material things. We're supposed to hold experiences, hold knowledge, wisdom. We're supposed to hold on to those things. So when someone else is drained and they can't move and they can't get up, we can give them what they need so they can continue down their path. And a lot of times we don't want to give it up. We want to hold on to it because we're used to it, because we're familiar with it, because it's become a routine, it's become a custom. It's something that we just do it all the time. It's a habit now. I don't want to give this up. It's mine. It was given to me. It was given to me. It's mine. But it wasn't for us to keep it. It was for us to simply transport it to the person that needed it more. It's for us to carry it to the person who really needed it. And things like this, we have to, I believe, we have to be prayerful of. We have to pray about. Certain people may not believe in the power of prayer or may not believe in who I pray to. That's not for me to change. I don't believe, at least in this moment, I don't believe it's for me to try to combat or convert. This moment, this message is for the people who know what I mean and understand. And even if we have those differences, we don't have to clash, we don't have to disagree. Maybe something else in this message is for you, and maybe that part is too. Maybe you want to pray to something different. I still believe that prayer is necessary. Because if we move by our own understanding and our own thoughts, and especially if we move by our own feelings, there will be many people left in that car. There will be many people left drained, unable to move. And because we didn't give them what they needed, even though we had it to give, because we didn't give it to them, another person will see them in the car and they will no longer have the opportunity to feed their families. Another person will see them out there in their car and take advantage of them. Several different situations could have happened if I wasn't the person to go out in that car, and if I wasn't the person to give that guy the energy drink that I didn't even really want. But the problem comes in where sometimes we really want that energy drink. it's not so easy. Well, it's way easier to give it up when you don't want it anyway, right? It's real easy to give it up when it wasn't something you desired anyway. You just accepted it just to help somebody else out, or just to get it off somebody else's hands. You didn't really want it. But there's going to come a time, a few times, where we're going to be thirsty too. We're going to be tired too. We're going to be drained too. And we'll still have to give up that energy drink. Because in the end, it wasn't meant for us to possess it anyway. We were only the courier. We were only the transporter. We were meant to take it to where it was supposed to be, where it was supposed to belong. So, in that's my story. Everything that we have is not meant for us to possess. And it makes me think of this older Ruben Studdard song called Medicine. And I don't remember the exact lyrics, but what he was saying in the story was along the lines of, sometimes we are meant to go through things to help somebody else not go through it. We experience the pain so it can be someone else's medicine. Something along those lines. Now, it's not exact, again, because I don't remember the exact lyrics. But we will go through things sometimes to be able to tell somebody else that that's not what they want to do. And I'll end on this quick short story. I'll give this a shout out. It's a TV show. There's a show that I've been watching for a while because of my daughter Zaria. She told me about it. Matter of fact, we started watching it at the same time too. Yeah, I was taking her hair down, and we started watching it. But she was telling me about it, that she had heard it was really good. So I started watching it. We started watching together. Like I said, I was taking her hair out, and we were watching it. And recently, my wife just got into it, and she's super excited. But the main character, or one of the main characters, played by James Spader, is called Raymond Reddington. That's his name in the show, Raymond Reddington. And he said, he was talking to someone, and he said to them, there's a saying that youth is wasted on the young. I don't agree with that. Raymond said, I believe that wisdom is wasted on the old. Wisdom is wasted on the old. Because all you can do is part with it, and nobody wants to hear it. That was so relevant to me, because so much of my time on this planet, and it's not over, but so much of my time on this planet, I have had to inform people on the possible outcomes of their decisions, deal with them disregarding my warnings, and had to heal the wounds that they sustained because they didn't heed my warnings. Now, as a human, who am I to fuss at them, talk crazy to them, or wild out in any way? Who am I to do that when I know I've done it myself? People have warned me and I disregarded it. So who am I to not embrace them when they do the same thing? See, when I was younger, I used to want to save people. Used to want to save them. But now, I only want to help them. And that will probably be a later conversation. Because when I said that, it felt like a conversation. But I've had to learn to accept that my duty is to give people the information. One of my duties is to give them the information. What they do with it afterwards, I'm not accountable for that. I'm not here for that. I am simply the UPS guy. I deliver the packages. Now, once you sign for it and it enters your household, whatever you do with that package from here on out is outside of my hands. I'm just meant to deliver, which is why I call myself Tazz the Angel. Because in the Bible, angels were used to deliver messages. I know a few people call themselves the God or ugly God and this God and God of this, and I'm not gonna say I'm just an angel, but I'm an angel. And in regards to duties, no way am I saying I'm like super pure. No way saying that. But as far as duties, I believe my duty is more based in the same realm of what angels' duties were. Because like I said, they were used to send instructions, warnings, and give directions. They were messengers. And that's what I believe I'm here for. I believe that's one of my duties. I'm a message deliverer. So, sometimes you may have the energy drink to give somebody, and they may take it and put it in the trash or give it to somebody else and then fall back asleep in the car. And you know what? Take solace in knowing that you did everything you could. You did what you were supposed to do. So, I appreciate you guys for listening. This is a quick, kind of quick story time. With me, it ain't gonna never be a quick one. You ain't gonna get no 10 minutes. It ain't gonna happen. I'm a rambler. So, if you're gonna be in the Tazz the Angel family, you gotta know you're gonna be sitting down for at least 20 minutes. That's why it's car talk. Pick it up to your Bluetooth, turn it on while you're in the whip. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Good conversation you can ride to, baby. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for listening and watching. For those who watch on my YouTube channel, Tazz the Angel. I appreciate you all for your support. I appreciate you for listening, for being here, for clicking it, for sharing it, for commenting, for liking. I appreciate you for your support all over. All right, I need y'all to know that I appreciate your support, because there's no way I would be able to continue doing this and have this continue to grow without the assistance of people who are hearing it. And with that, I am also trying to make this more of a business. And then from making it more of a business, I plan on making it a full-time thing, right? So the way for me to make this a business is to receive income, profit. And the way of doing that is by you, my listeners, my fans, my supporters, the people who are growing alongside me. And I just ask that you make whatever donation. I'm not gonna tell you, I just need $20, I just need 5 or 10. If you got $1 to give, I'm accepting it, because guess what? It's $1 I didn't have. So my Cash App is $Tazz the Angel. That's TAZZDAANGEL. And my PayPal is Tazz the Angel as well, spelled the exact same way, TAZZDAANGEL. So send a donation to both of those, please, so we can continue to grow this podcast to first turn it into a business. And after a business, we're going to turn it into a career. These are my goals, and I appreciate you all for supporting these goals with me. As this grows and y'all grow with me, you'll probably see that if it's successful in this growth, that I will start giving ads, because they're not free, because I'm getting compensated for them, because no free advertisement on the Tazz Angel podcast, baby. So with that, I am going to end this. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Have a great night. This has been another episode of Car Talk with Tazz the Angel. Good conversation you can ride to. Good night.